Hello students, and welcome to the overview of Lesson 3. In this lesson you are going to continue to explore who you are and how you came to be the person you are today and what that's going to mean moving forward both as a student and in your future careers. And so this lesson is really going to focus on ideas related to development. How do we become the people we are? And so you're going to do some reflecting on your previous life experiences, thinking about how gender, race, religion have impacted, how you have experienced the world. You're also going to think about any biases you've had or you do have and maybe where those came from. And you're going to kind of navigate all of these ideas through understanding a little bit more about one theory for understanding development, which is Bronfenbrenner's ecological model. And so in this lesson, you're going to both read and watch a video about Bronfenbrenner's theory. And really kind of this theory is taking the idea that personal development is affected by everything that surrounds a person. So who we are today is impacted by everything that surrounds us. And he kind of talks about 5 levels or structures that impact development. And he sees each of these structures as kind of situated within one another. So kind of as like a little Russian nesting doll, right? So the innermost system or structure would be the microsystem, working all the way out to the chronos system. And so you're going to be reading about his theory, watching a video about his theory, and then one of the assignments, if we scroll down here this week, will be to create a developmental systems theory map. And using these ecological systems, these 5 layers, you're going to map out kind of your system, right? Including experiences or examples for each layer. And in addition to the map, which you could do, you could draw it by hand, you could use an online tool like Poplet, but you're going to make a map and then you're also going to give a 1-page summary about the systems that have influenced your development. And so going along with this idea of who we are as a person, how did we get to be this way, one of your self-assessments for this week is going to be to build off of kind of like what you learned about last lesson. So in the last lesson, you took the Me 3, the 16 personalities, and the talent today, and you learned a little bit about, what are you like? What's your personality? What are your interests? And, what are your strengths and weaknesses? And how might those influence your future career? And so here in lesson 3, we're going to do a different type of self-assessment. And this one, you're going to consider your life experiences to date. And so we've got some prompts here. You're going to pull up this assignment as a Google Doc. And then because it's a Google Doc, remember you're going to have to go to File, make a copy, and save it as your own. But this Google Doc will allow you to think through life experiences that have influenced you and also additional experiences like jobs, projects, or volunteer experiences that either you've had or somebody you've been close to has had that had a big impact on you. And so that's going to be the self-assessment assignment. This week, again, of course, you're discussing with your group and creating a discussion summary. And just one important thing to highlight here, well, actually 2, when you're discussing with your group, first thing, make sure everybody has an initial post, right? And in your initial post, you want to make sure you're responding to the prompt for this week's post. But the other thing you want to do is not only respond to the prompt, so talk about your race, religion, and gender and how they shape the way you view the world, but you also want to, in your initial post, put in a question or a request for your peers to get them engaged in a conversation that you hope to start with them, right? So that it's not just, again, a mic drop post. You don't want to just go in and say, here's my ideas, full stop, period. You want to say, here's my ideas, and then I'm interested in knowing blank, right? And you're going to reach out and give an extension, offer a way into the conversation, a question or a request, a prompt from the people in your group to respond to. So answer the prompt, but also start a conversation in your initial post. The other thing is that when you're having your back and forth discussions this week, remember to adhere to the timelines that your group charter has established. Everybody's responsible for at least 1 initial post and I think 2 responses to your peers, okay? And then at the end of the week, you guys will type up the summary, review it before 1 student submits it. We've talked about the DST map, so you know about that. And then also finally for this week, this lesson, you're going to be doing your self-reflection essay. Remember, it's a 5-paragraph essay format, and you're going to think about your biases and how they've developed, where did they come from, how might it affect your future career path, and what do you think you could do to overcome those biases. So that's going to be the essay prompt for the week. If you read your feedback from your instructional team member and it looks like you might need some help with writing, I have put into our Start Here part of our course some tools that you might want to explore for writing. So scroll down to the end. You've got your APA help here and also 5-paragraph essay format. So this stuff is new. There's a link here to what 5-paragraph essays, how they should be organized, what they should include. And there's also, you guys, check this out. There is an online writing center for ASU students. You guys are online students, but you can still seek help and support from an online writing center. So if you're somebody that feels like you could use a little bit of help or just would like another eye on your writing before you submit it, I would contact the writing center, set up an online appointment, and I'm sure that they will be able to help you. So that's your overview for lesson 3. We look forward to supporting your work in the course and your development both as a person and understanding yourself and in your path ahead. Have a great week.